Different development of physical education in ancient Oriental countries and ancient Near East countries. Before we explore the different development of physical education, let us know first what is physical education. Physical education plays an important role in shaping one's personality and characteristics in dealing with their daily activities in life. The way people view the field of physical education in the past is so much different from how people view it today. Before, the physical education is informal in nature, but now, every activity related to the field has something to do with regularity, science, and other fields which make physical education quite formal in nature. The primitive society. Before the age of technology, people moved for survival. Nothing else, nothing more. They move in order for them to hunt for food. They move because they need to protect their lives from the wild animals in their surroundings. Mostly, primitive people live either beside river or sea where their source of foods are coming. Primitive people need to be as skillful as the wild animals in their surroundings. It requires speed, power, strength, and agility to become great in hunting. Basically, activities of primitive people were not organized. They only engaged in physical education for food and for protection. Physical education in ancient Oriental countries. Ancient Oriental countries are composed of ancient China and India. In ancient China, it is said that their activity related to physical education is as old as how their development started. The growth of their sports took place along with their military, political, and economic progress. Laws are being passed to keep invaders out from their country. This policy of isolation became the reason for the people in the country to be lacked in motivation to be physically strong since there are no fear of aggression or invasion. The contribution of China to physical education. Though China embraced the sedentary lifestyle, it is still not a question that the country with its unique culture and intellectual ability contributed so much in the development of physical education. Here are some of the participation of China in physical education. 1. Rich families engage in music, dancing, and archery. 2. They have popular dances like split feather dance, whole feather dance, battle dance, and humanity dance. And number 3, some of their sports are wrestling, jiu-jitsu, polo, tug of war, kite flying, and water games. Medical gymnastics was formed in 2698 BC because of the realization that the cause of their illnesses was their inactivity due to the sedentary lifestyle. They found out that gymnastics can provide the activity that will help them to become active and reduce the sedentary lifestyle. Kung Fu was considered as the earliest form of exercise to be recorded in the history, and it was also the most exciting sport, especially in the Philippines after the World War II. Chinese sports were diverse in nature. India. Like ancient China, the religious life of the people affected their concerns for their physical being. Reincarnation, as their religious beliefs, affects their partaking in the field of physical education. It is the religious belief that when a person dies, the spirit rebirths in a new body or forms of life. For them, in order to attain this goal, they need to concentrate solely on spiritual aspect rather than on the physical body. Here are some of the participation of Indian physical education. Number 1, Hindu dancing is the oldest organized dancing. Throwing balls, dice, tumbling, chariot races, marbles, riding elephants, horse riding, wrestling, swordsmanship, and boxing are some of the favorite pastime in India. Yoga is the biggest and most important contribution in the field of physical education in India. Physical education in ancient Near East countries. Egypt and Persia. From the myths we used to hear from the past, Egypt has been a great contributor in the field of physical education. Sports and games are familiar activities of their past and even during the present. Egyptians believe in living a full life, which means life full of physical activity. Egyptians considered physical fitness as an important part of life as it helps maintain their health and vigor. Recreation in Egypt. Egyptians in a social class spend much time in outdoors from the time they were young. There are artworks, inscriptions, and letters that would prove this activity. The most popular toy of ancient Egypt is dog, as it reflects the value for their people. It is also featured in a board game known as Hounds and Jackals. This is very popular during the Middle Kingdom of Egypt. Another game that is popular in ancient Egypt and is being considered as the oldest board game is called Mehen, also known as the game of snake. It was known to start in the early dynastic period of Egypt and was played in a single-legged board engraved with an image of snake. Some of the most popular sports played during the ancient times were fishing, javelin throwing, boxing, wrestling, gymnastics, rowing, and weightlifting. Ancient Egyptians were considered as a dance-loving people. According to the International Encyclopedia of Dance as cited by Heiss, dance was part of the Egyptian ethos. Dance rhythm is produced by clapping of hands, finger snapping, tambourines, drums, and body slapping. Persia. The main objective of Persia was the building of empire through military aggression. It was King Cyrus the Great who encompassed the area now referred to as Middle East in the early 529 BC. Their belief that a strong Persian army was a healthy and physically fit army had been their driving force to attain their goal. As early as 6 years old, the child is trained in different events such as running, slinging, shooting the bow, throwing of javelin, hunting, and marching. The ancient Persian dance is characterized by both fascinating and incident events. Persian, known to be Iran today, people can methodologically show their love and devotion in the art of dance. The cult of Mithra. As cited by Kian 2014, the origin and rise of Persian dance as an independent and distinctive art form is estimated to be parallel with the birth of Mithraism and its spread. This cult centrally revolves around the ancient Persia's sun and light god, Mithra. Jaya A. Sigansai BPE1. Thank you for watching. God bless.